Perfect, thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Nino and I'm a Chief Product Officer at Apelon. And yeah, today, thank you Zoe for the great introduction. Today we have in front of us embedded wallets, and I would claim or kind of be really hopeful that this is one of the best features we have built, especially regarding the UX and especially regarding the onboarding of new users into Web3. So yeah, let's get started. Everyone knows the typical classic Web3 tale, right? So you have this friend, you tell them, oh my God, Web3 is so cool, you should come and see, what's going on. You can earn some NFTs or you can, buy some assets. And this immediately gets stuck on the step one, right? So creating a wallet, handling mnemonics or private keys, it can immediately get tricky. And the reason for this is if we compare Web3 to basically Web2, Web2 has existed for what, 15, 20 years or even more. And during this time, two things have happened. We've constantly optimized our tooling. We constantly measured the user experience and started optimizing more and more and more to create frictionless experience. So we have a lot of history coming to the point where Web2 is really seamless. And the second thing that happened is also education of the users. Users understand how to use email, users understand passwords, and when they enter Web3, all of a sudden this pattern is broken. They are presented with wallets, with large mnemonics or private keys which cannot be changed. The security is not really something they understand, and but the risk is much greater because now they have something to lose. So we would say this is a classic Web3 tale, and the problem is, even though Web3 can be very tempting or provide very nice solutions, the largest friction happens on step one. So we have a person who is maybe not technical, heard something about Web3, maybe wants to engage in some DAO, make a change, and the first step is already huge friction, right? So it comes from the complexity of blockchain accounts or wallets, as we used to say, as we are talking. And obviously, security concerns are immediately there. Where do you store those mnemonics? Where do you store the private keys? And all this together has really negative impact on user experience and obviously adoption. So what have we built? In this specific case, so for embedded wallets, we have connected with Oasis network, and we have built three things. So first thing is open source Oasis account abstraction wallet SDK, which is available for anyone to use. The second thing, which is spanned off the first open source Oasis account abstraction, is embedded wallet SDK by Apelon. And obviously, if you go to our dashboard, you can turn on the service which is called embedded wallets. So you can also then integrate and handle all the payments and underlying payments for Oasis or target chains automatically via Apelon. What does this enable? It enables non-custodial wallet creation. So how exactly do embedded wallets look like, and what do they include? I will also show the demo. I think that will be the best point, but let's still go over the main points. So because we are talking about embedded wallets, it means we have an SDK and you have to embed this flow into your existing product, whether it's Web2 or it's Web3. So you have to embed this, but it allows a seamless wallet creation. So user does not know that the wallet was created until they are ready to use it. So the onboarding process is very user-friendly. We do not display any private keys or mnemonics during this process. We are utilizing passkey, which is gaining on popularity in the past few months, like really extreme popularity over passkey. This embedded wallet solution allows one wallet for different devices, so for different platforms or different apps, and provides obviously also gasless transactions. before going forward, we did some of the comparisons. So we're not the only ones solving this problem. There is quite a lot of things happening regarding wallets, because we all understand that adoption will happen once we have this first step really polished. So we have competitors like ThirdWeb, Dynamic, XYZ, Coinbase with their wallet. But there are some key differences, and I would mostly like to point out the wallet scope. So the problem with ThirdWeb or Coinbase wallets is that each time user interacts with another dApp, a new wallet is generated, right? So they cannot reuse just one wallet and say, I'm gonna just hop between the dApps. And this can be very handy right now, but if we project this over a course of a year or two, what's gonna happen is user is going to be packed with different wallets. Whatever NFTs or airdrops they might receive, it's gonna be very fragmented across those wallets, and it's going to be impossible to put everything into one single account. At the end of the day, if nothing else, it's gonna cost a lot of gas, and it's gonna be very tricky to consolidate this value. So yeah, this is one of the main differences. But also, for those of you who are very into decentralization, our embedded wallets are fully decentralized over Oasis confidential smart contracts. And I would say, so if we compare the security of our embedded wallets, it's in pair with MetaMask. It's very similar kind of security. So if someone would get to your computer and know the password to your MetaMask, it's very similar as getting to your computer and getting into passkey, which also can be debatable. So in certain circumstances, passkey can be even more secure. All right, so how does this look under the hood? So you integrate this SDK into your existing flow. User onboards into dApp, so they enter their email. They enter the code received to their email. Passkey is initiated, and the SDK requests new EVM account generation. So from this point on, this request is then passed to Oasis network, where we have smart contracts which then generate private keys. So they basically request a new blockchain account with public-private key pair on a targeted blockchain, and this gets stored into confidential smart contract. So no one actually has access to this, with the exception of the user who is initiating the passkey. If the user was to lose the passkey, right now we have no real solution, but obviously we are building either social recovery or something similar in the future. All right, so I'm gonna try and demo this. All right, so in front of us we have a very simple website. For those of you who want to test this out, I think it's optimized for desktop. You can go to nino.ninja domain and test it out. But essentially, this is how it looks when we integrated the SDK. Obviously, working from the SDK standpoint, you can do whatever you wish. But yeah, what happens here is so the user enters the email. And the code is sent to the email. Now I have the code hard-coded just for the demo purposes. And now the passkey is engaged. So passkey, for those of you who are not familiar, you have several options of how the passkey is handled. I'm going to use the Opera profile. Opera is my browser, so you could also use Chrome or Safari. But you can also connect your computer with your phone and actually handle the passkey over your phone, which means each time you would like to engage with this wallet, you would have to put your fingerprint on your mobile phone. And this is where the security is basically at. So now I chose my browser, and because I have a fingerprint reader on my laptop, I just put my finger there, and the magic is now basically happening in the background. So this is it. This is what it's needed to create the wallet. and it's fully self-custodial. So as the wallet is getting created, now the calls were happening in the background. So our SDK was calling Oasis. Oasis was calling Moonbeam testnet, saying, I want a new public-private key pair. And as this was created, it was encrypted. So the private key was encrypted in the confidential smart contract on Oasis. And here we can see I already have the wallet ready. So I can now start either sending or receiving or signing messages with this wallet, and it's also available from our SDK. For the final test, we can also paste this into the faucet and see how the assets from the faucet will drop into the wallet. Let's give it a little bit. Okay. The transaction will not go through. I did a few tests today, and apparently have spent the ability to do this on Moonbeam's faucet. It doesn't matter. The signing is, for example, still possible. So let's say I want to test if this wallet is functioning. What just happened is passkey was again initiated, and as I put my fingerprint, the signing is performed. So essentially, with this, with integrating this, what you can do is onboard users without really understanding of private keys, mnemonics. They will immediately get the wallet. You can immediately drop some assets there, or sponsor gas, or drop them an NFT. But with time, if they decide to kind of part ways with the embedded part, they can always export that private key. So that's still within their luxury to do. So yeah, these are our embedded wallets. I've been talking like this is already on the production, but it's still not. I can say that we just passed the necessary audits of smart contracts, and this will be on production within 2 weeks. So keep your eyes out for our announcements, and if anyone is interested in more about this, please reach out and we can talk. Thank you very much.
Much, Nino. Maybe one question, since while you're wrapping up. Oasis is a chain from the Cosmos ecosystem, right?
Yes.
And also using trusted execution environments, as I know. So this means that the embedded wallet is leveraging TEs, which means
yes.
High confidentiality and security?
Yes. I don't know if they are part of Cosmos network. They are using Tendermint and a lot of Cosmos infrastructure to build their own chain. When we are talking about TE or trusted execution environment, it means that nodes which are running on Oasis have this enabled. So basically, even the one who is mining and doing the encryption cannot see what's happening there. So that's why this solution essentially works. But yeah, the caveat is, for those of you who do not trust TEs, you have to really do your research on that case, but we are strong believers this is the future.
Definitely, and it provides a lot of security and confidentiality for the end user. Thank you so much, Nino. Great demo.
Thank you.
Next up, we are going to hear from the co-founder from Chess. And Chess is some of you guys might know, it's actually known as a decentralized storage network in Polkadot. But they actually have advanced now, and they are providing a lot of infrastructure services on top of, or in addition to, storage solutions. So we have Nicolas, co-founder of Chess, and he will talk about the synergetic approach of Chess and Deepin. Welcome, big applause, please.